verse 8, which reads, "But of the Son he says, Your throne, O God, is forever and ever. The scepter of uprightness is the scepter of your kingdom." If you look at Hebrews, the layout, Hebrews chapter 1 brings across that Jesus is divine, Jesus is worshipped, and that Jesus is greater than an angel. When you go to Hebrews chapter 2, it says to us, Jesus is God who became man. Jesus shared human frailty, and for a short little time when Jesus was on earth, he was made lower than the angels. What's interesting is that this passage is a quote from the Old Testament, Psalm 45 verse 6, which reads exactly the same, "Your throne, O God, is forever and ever. The scepter of your kingdom is a scepter of uprightness." And what the writer of Hebrews is doing is taking the Old Testament passage that applies to God and saying, but this was actually speaking of Jesus. And he calls Jesus, the Son, God. Now Harris says here there can be little doubt that one emphasis in these two verses is a contrast between the angel's service and Christ's dominion. They perform radically different functions, but function cannot be divorced from being. The mutability of angels functions as servants of God first. Wind, then fire, implies the dependent creatureliness of angelhood. The angels are dependent upon God. They don't exist out of themselves. They function as servants to God. So also the eternality of Christ's reign implies the immutability of his person. If there is then this dual contrast in verses 7 to 8 and 35, the ascription of the title Theos, or God, to Jesus to denote his godhood cannot be deemed inappropriate. To call Jesus God, according to the Bible, is not wrong. That's what this says basically.